Hey coin collectors, and welcome to DC Coin Roll International Coin Channel. And today we're going to look at the mint marks on the 1981 Roosevelt dime from the United States of America. This one we're going to mainly focus on the P mint marks, but we will take a look at that elusive S mint mark later, and we'll check in on the Ds also. One of the things you can count on if you get a 1981 Roosevelt dime is that the mint mark on the Philadelphia dimes will be very weird. Hardly ever do you see the hole through the center. Sometimes you do see the hole through the center, like this one down here. Looks like they stuck a pin in it. Sometimes you see which should be a hole in the center, but it doesn't go all the way through. So we'll take a look through these and just kind of talk about them, and then we'll show you a uncirculated mint set one to kind of get you on track to see what it should look like. And that's going to be the weird part. All right, so what do we got here? Well, we got this is a 1981, it says Liberty in the front, Roosevelt facing to the left, and you see we have a doubled rim here. A lot of times you can't tell you have the doubled rim until you magnify it like this, and you can kind of see how it kind of doubled there, and you see how it's gets really flat back there. So this wasn't the greatest punch of the die anyway, but when we look down here, we see it says "In God We Trust," and always look at this I and the W down here. Often they're faded. Down here it says JS, and that's for John Sinek, the engraver of this coin. First came out in 1946. This, of course, is a copper nickel clad copper, the so-called copper sandwich. The inside is all copper. The outside is a nickel copper mix cladding. Or coating, you could call it if you'd like. And then we look over here and we see the date, 1981, and then there's a P. At the Philadelphia Mint in 1981, they made 676.6 million of them. So about 2/3 of a billion. And almost all of them had a P that looked something like this. What's the back look like? Well, it says United States of America. It says one dime at the bottom, E pluribus unum across through here. And then on the left side, we have an olive branch. On the right side, an oak tree with 2 acorns on it. And you can actually see 2 olives on the olive also. And then in the center, we have a torch. And one of the things you do when the center torch is look to see if you can see the separation between the 2 bands. If these lines come down really finely down through here. And then if you can see the separation of the 2 bands at the bottom. This one is not going to be a real expensive one. In fact, it looks like it has a little hole at the bottom of the torch. That is not part of a regular torch. So we'll take a look at another one, and I'll show you that hole, that's not part of the torch. That's just something that happened to this coin. All right, so that's one P. Let's look at another one of the P's. This one. So if we compare that one to this one, we see these little extra chunks on the side as if it was chipped away. A lot of these look chipped away. And notice the little dent in the front of this P. That's because it hit so hard it kind of dented the coin. So there's P1, there's P2, there's P3, which almost looks like a P, P4, which you know was a P, but now it's just, that one got chipped off in the front too. P5, another front chip on those. So we're starting to see a pattern here. P6, there's a chip on the front of that one. And P7, this one is the most filled one, the so-called filled P from 1981. No great value to any of these, just kind of fun looking at them. What's a regular uncirculated mint set coin look like? Well, this is what the P looks like in the best of them. Well, look at that, the front of it's kind of shaved off. Even though this has never been circulated anywhere, it came straight out of an uncirculated mint set. We do see the dent there, and we do see the P. Now, what about the rest of the coin? Let's take a look at it. We see it's really nicely done here. The Liberty is just really sweet here. The 1981 is good. We tip it up, we see like that. The JS is pretty good. The In God We Trust is full, so that's good. Well, what about that back we were talking about? Well, we get to the back, and we see that there's good separation here, good separation here, no hole in the bottom of this torch, but these lines coming down through aren't the best, and it's not really clear where the oak branch kind of overlaps, oak leaf overlaps in the olive overlaps. It should be much finer and much more defined there. And so the 1989P, they have not graded one at PCGS over MS68, and that's because they just, when you make 750 million, you kind of had to rush through, I guess. What other letters did they make in 1981? Well, they made the D, and that's a great looking D, isn't it? Look at the difference in that. Let's see what the Denver Mint did with the back of theirs, because this is from the same uncirculated mint set. Wow, what a much nicer coin this is. So this one we just got a little luckier. Still some good definition there. The lines are great. The lines are great down here. This coin still, even though it looks good, probably wouldn't grade over a MS65, so it'd probably be worth about $4. Maybe a little bit more than that. And then, of course, there's the S. And there's the S mint mark. And the S is a proof coin only in 1981. So this is a proof version. In a proof 65, we're somewhere between $4 and $6, and this is pretty darn close. What's the, well, look at how shiny that is on the edge. And then if we look at the back, it looks really good. We do have the kind of the full bands version here. Great definition where it overlaps there. The bands at the bottom. Again, this one, no holes, of course. And so this one would be graded probably as a proof 65. There's two different types in 1981. There is the kind of clear S and this type 1 and type 2. And this would be the kind of clear S version of it. And they're both worth about the same. And so the clear S would be the type 2. All right, well, that's all we have today from DC Coin World. So there's your S, there's your D, and look how defined they are. And then here's your P, and even this P, the best one we've got, is a little bit messy, and so are all of the others. All right, have a great day from DC Coin World International Coin Channel.